This is DeGraw Quest Comics, and this is everything I read in the month of April. I'm going to start it off with an Image comic by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, Pulp, the Process Edition. I saw this online a while back, and I love Westerns. Grew up watching them. The Jonah Hex New 52 run is one of my favorite runs and that I've ever read. I mean, I have the single issues, the trades, and I bought the Omni when it came out. So this, when I found out about this jumped to the top of my list, and I just knew that it was a story that had Western influences, but it was set like during the Depression, like build up to World War II. But it was about a guy, and it's really, really cool, this Process Edition, because it shows you how the entire process of this comic came to be. I mean, the bulk of it is the process. The story doesn't really pick up until right about here. This is where the story really picks up. So this much is all about the process of this story coming to be, and I thought that was really neat. As someone who, I'm an English guy, degrees in English, and love writing, and I've always wondered how this works in the comic industry, and I've seen some stuff online, but I haven't seen anything this definitive. So I loved this, thought this was really cool. The story's great too. I mean, it's about a guy who writes about Westerns, but there's more to it than that. There's some Nazi influences in there, and it's Depression, so there's some issues with making a living, and around, and it revolves around this character, and it's just a really great story. And the process of seeing the story come to be through these pages was a really, really cool thing to check out. So yeah, Pulp, the process edition. I could not encourage you enough, if you're interested in that sort of thing, to check this out. Next are 2 Marvel and 1 DC. I'm going to start off with the Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane. This is the trade paperback edition. Like, I don't have the omnibus. I think that's been out of print for a while. But I wanted to read some Spider-Man, but I knew what I wanted to read this month. I didn't have time for a full Omni, so I thought this would be fun to check out. I mean, it's McFarlane art, and I grew up in the 90s with, the 90s Spider-Man, and I just been wanting to look at this for a while. So this was kind of cool. It's definitely like, if you're into like side character stuff, I don't remember these side characters really. Like Mary Jane, she was there, but it was kind of cool to see how their relationship worked, but it was like this much. It's all about Spider-Man, and he runs into characters like Crocodile, Hobgoblin, Wolverine shows up at one point. I mean, he's on the back here. So this was kind of cool to check out. I'm definitely excited to delve into some more Spider-Man in the future, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. As a 90s guy who, Spawn, all that stuff, this was a fun little Spider-Man read. And next, I have Avengers Twilight by Chip Zdarsky, and I've always seen this online. Specifically, I've seen the image or the panel of Cap praying to Thor. I've seen that image and over and over and over, and I was curious where that came from. And I found this, and I thought, well, I wonder if it's in anything else. But this was I got this at a deal. I don't remember where I got it from, and it was a cool story. It was a cool story seeing this, like, future, and the art is really nice, and how Cap deals with this and what's going on, and just it was a fun story. It's just a few issues long, and I read through it in like 2 sittings, I think. So another great read, and my favorite from the month, as awesome as all that was, my favorite, and one that I wish I'd gotten to sooner, is Gotham Central by Ed Brubaker, Greg Rucka, and Michael Larkin. I mean, this is just, 40 issues, and it's all about, I think this revolves around the No Man's Land story of Batman, but I've not read that, and I was worried about that going in, but didn't affect it at all. this is all about these cops dealing with Batman, Robin, those types of characters, and solving crimes in Gotham in this kind of situation. It was such a fun read seeing how that happens. It starts off essentially with Mr. Freeze showing up, and how these guys have to deal with these supervillains. So that was really cool seeing from start to finish this story, because it starts with a partner dying, it ends with, it kind of comes full circle, but there's like an open ending. It's a really, really great read, and I wish I'd have not wasted my time on having this for as long as I did and not reading it, because I flew through this in like, I don't know how long. It was very, very quick. I loved every issue. It was fantastic. So if you were interested in Batman but you want something a little different, Gotham Central is great. It is great. It's definitely one of my top favorite omnis that I have. After, like, I just finished this. I just sat down after reading the last issue, and I loved it. So these are the reads that I have for the month of April. I haven't decided what I'm going to read in May, but this month it was one Omni and a few smaller trades. So Gotham Central, Pulp, Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane, and Avengers Twilight. And that's what I read this month. I haven't decided about next month. If you've read these, I would love to hear what you thought about all 4 of these. I loved them from start to finish. And if you haven't read them, and I'd love to know if you are. If you've got some recs for similar or just something you really like, I'd love to hear that too. This is what I read this month. This is D. Coast Comics. Thanks for hanging out.